Welcome to Big Man Biking. What can I say about the Fuse Sport 27.5-inch tires that I haven't said already? So I realize I'm a heavier rider, so I was looking for a hardtail, less moving parts, less things to break. So with it just having front suspension fork and a hardtail rear end, I shouldn't have to worry about much braking. After I chose this bike, then I found that the Fuse had a history, or quite a few people had an issue with the frames cracking, and the frames would crack somewhere near the bottom bracket. Let me get my backpack strap on. Down around through here. So after every ride, I check the frame, I check it for cracks. Something else, just from watching a lot of YouTube, I found it was important to pick a good frame because you can upgrade everything but the frame. So I was looking for a hardtail mountain bike that had I had it on my mind when I was thinking about the video. Whatever this is called, a tapered head tube. The purpose of having a tapered head tube is there are more options available to upgrade the forks. You can upgrade everything but the frame. So when I bought the bike, it came with a Judy silver air fork, which I had to pump up to maximum air pressure to support my weight, and it still could not hold my weight. Every ride, I bottomed out the forks, and on almost every ride, mountain bike ride that is, I would have oil coming or seeping past the seals because my weight landing on the bike on the forks, I would bottom out the forks. So I upgraded the forks when I done enough research, found out what I wanted to get, how much I wanted to spend. And it was more important to me to get a thicker stanchion so it wouldn't flex under my weight than to go with more travel. I mentioned the rear wheel broke. It now has a DT Swiss Endurance 1900 with a, can it be seen, a 370 hub, and that 370 hub was upgraded with a 54 tooth ratchet, whatever the inside is called. Pay a little extra money. My local bike shop is incredible. They treat me great. They take care of me. They offer me great advice. They don't influence me or advocate for me to spend more money when I don't need to spend it unless it's necessary. This particular bike, the Fuse, the Sport 27.5, came with an SX SRAM drivetrain, which is the bottom line entry drivetrain for SRAM, but it has 12 speeds, and right now it's working for me. It's doing enough for me. It's allowing me to ride the bike and to get out here and ride. This was one of the very first trails I rode. The very first time I rode the bike, I'm at Fairland Recreational Mountain Bike Park, and in front of the camera is some part of the Viper Trail. I've ridden over to the other end of the park. I just came through this water crossing over to the Silverwood Trail. I can feel my endurance increasing and my ability to ride further getting better, but I still breathe hard. I move a lot of air. That's probably never going to change. What else? The next thing I expect to upgrade is the dropper post. I'm not sure if it'll make that big of a difference. I don't know how much performance you can get out of a dropper post. Right now it's still working, but with my weight, with 330 pounds on the bike up and down, sitting on it, hill climbs and everything else, that'll probably be the next thing to break between that and the bottom bracket. The power spline is holding up. I don't feel any flex. It's not bent out of shape. So far everything is working like it's supposed to. With the domain fork, it needed, I had to upgrade to, I believe, a 220 millimeter rotor up front. So had to, that was installed, and the stock front rotor was moved to the rear. Proteus, my local bike shop, they moved it to the rear for me. I believe it's probably also an adapter bracket back there. So I got a larger rear brake or a larger rear rotor. I have the same calipers, but larger rotors in a bike now. And my, did I mess it up enough to not be able to prop it back up again? And my bag, my frame bag, also I got frame protection. So I've fallen on this bike at least 5 or 6 times. I put frame protection on it because I was scratching up the paint. Did it myself. It looks like I did it myself, but it works. It's protecting the frame after I've already scratched it up. Got me some decals, made it my own. But where was I at? Pedals. So far, these pedals, these are the specialized pedals. I believe they might be convex or concave, I'm not sure. Can't really, are they concave? I just bought some new pedals for the series, and I have specialized flat pedals that are concave.
Heart rate, 64%.
At least I'm getting a good rest in, because it was at 92%, my heart rate. But other than that, that's pretty much everything I can say about the bike. I'm happy with it so far. My longest ride to date now on it is 20 miles, which was my last video I made when I rode from Lake Needwood and tried to do a 10 to 12 mile ride that I grossly underestimated. Today I'm at 6.4 miles and I'm feeling good. Some nice bike trails in the shade. So that's pretty much everything I can say. When you're looking for a bike, pick a good frame. If you want looking for a mountain bike, pick something with a tapered head tube that'll open up the accessory market, or the accessories with the give you a wider range of aftermarket forks you can put on it. And that's pretty much it. I ride with my tire pressure. A lot of people are riding tubeless. I'm still using inner tubes. I prefer inner tubes because it's what I know, is what I deal with. I'm also riding a higher tire pressure. A lot of lighter people are running between 21 and 25 psi in their tires. I'm running 35 psi. I'm running a higher tire pressure because I'm a heavier person. Any vehicle on the road, smaller, lighter vehicles have less tire pressure. The heavier the vehicle, the more pressure it's going to need. I've hit the rim a few times, but not when I have the tires pumped up to 35 psi. I do not bottom out. It is a harsh ride, but I haven't caught a flat. I don't pinch the inner tube, and I haven't had to switch out yet, which I'm very thankful for. I do keep an air pump in my bag. I keep a spare inner tube, an air pump, and a multi-tool, so I can work on a bike if I need to. One other thing I wanted to point out, the difference between the SRAM and the Shimano is, where can I find it? SRAM offers this lockout button, so in the event that you do have to work on your bike in the woods or at home, it takes all of the tension off of the chain, which allows you to get the rear wheel off, and more importantly, get it back on much easier without having to deal with that chain. I've been fortunate. The most common failures when riding a bike is a flat tire and a snap chain. I do not know how to work on the chain. That's one of the things I need to learn how to do. So that's all I got. That's as much as I could pretty much talk about. I have this air fork at 131 psi. The Judy was at 200 psi, and I still bottomed out. I did a couple jumps today. I've done a few hard landings before, and I've never bottomed this fork out, so it's working for me. And that's pretty much all I have. Incredible trail. Get out and ride, have some fun, enjoy yourself. It's relaxing. Thank you for watching.